All right, boys and girls, welcome back. Here we go again. So, love it or hate it, we've got another project.
Woo! It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom.
Get to work. Let me show you. Yep, it's Tiguan. Seems to be a very polarizing kind of vehicle. Either you love it or you hate it. Most people seem to hate it. Same issue as what we keep dealing with. Somebody got in here thinking they knew what was up. Bent valves. Tried to get this all taken apart thinking they could get to it. We got a mess to deal with there. That's not going to be fun. So that's our next project. I'm going to get started, see if I can get this head off, and then I'm actually going to be out of town for a couple of days, so it'll be nice to be able to drop this head off at the machine shop, have them work on it while I'm not here, and then hopefully we can get this sucker jammed out. I'd like to see her running as soon as possible. Realistically, I'm thinking a couple of weeks. I've got some family coming into town when I get back, and we got some other things going on, so we'll see how it goes. But first, see if we can get this head off. You know what time it is. Let's get to work, people. All right, ladies and gentle frogs, she's out, and we got another 16 bent valves. So I'm gonna see if I can get Superwife to drop this off at the machine shop, and I may have to order a set of valves. We'll see what they got. On the other positive, see if we can get some light down there for you guys. Aside from being dirty, man, lighting in here sucks. The cylinders all look okay, so that's a positive. But big gaping hole now. All right, I'll catch you guys up. All right, boys and girls, here's the Tiguan. Let's do a quick walk around. So I already pulled the head off, got it to the machine shop, got it back. That happened while I was out of town. A-okay. Let's do a walk around. We'll talk about everything that we're going to do to this thing, and we'll get to work. So, first up, headlight needs some love. I don't like this bubbled up chrome on the grill, but these grills are like $250. Forget that noise. I got another headlight coming, should be here tomorrow. The bumper looks okay, but the fender is jacked. So, we got us a new fender. So, a little bit of paint work coming. Got that going on. Obviously, we had the bent valves. We're going to redo timing chain, valve train, clean this all up. Same thing we've been doing on all these other ones. It looks to me like we've been leaking, so I'll make sure and get all of this cleaned up. I know, judging by some of this corrosion, that they were not running the correct coolant, and if I remember right, when I was taking it apart, I snapped off one of those hoses, so we got to get that fixed. Let's see. A little bit of paint correction on these mirrors. Since I'm going to be doing the fender, I'll probably just shoot some fresh clear on there, get the mirrors done up right. Look at this. So I came out and I found this was just sitting there. So pop this off. Forget that noise. Big old spot of rust. look at this. I've got Bondo all across the roof. I guess that explains why the roof was peeling. But I got rust. I got little pinholes. What's interesting is it almost looks like somebody tried to fix it once already, because I have all these little tiny pinprick holes across here. So I wonder if somebody tried to use the stud gun and then pop them up and just couldn't get there, so they redid the whole thing with Bondo. No joke, this crap was like 1/4 of an inch thick across here. So we got some body work to do. We'll get that rust fixed, make it right. A little bit of paint correction going on here. I already got in. I started breaking down some of the interior because I was going to try and fix this from the inside, but you can't get to it. So there's that. Otherwise, the seats are in great shape. Console, all that. There's a little divot, like an elbow print in the console right there. Got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But all in all, you know, little Tiguan, she's in good shape. Let me go around the other side. All right, other side. So 2.0 4Motion all-wheel drive Tiguan. You know, some of the extra parts from the silver car. All in all, looking pretty good. Oh look, little dent right there where it looks like somebody was trying to break in. Maybe we'll try and fix that. But there you have it. So next step, ooh, look at that hair. All right, so next step, I'm gonna get this front end pulled apart, get the junk off, get the garbage in the garbage, get this accessible where we can work on it a little bit easier, and probably start cleaning that motor up. Then we're gonna have to run to the paint shop, get some primer, get some paint, maybe get some body filler. I gotta check stock on what I have, and we'll get after it. I'm gonna put you guys on the charger, get some of this boring stuff done. I'll cut you back on when we get there. Let's get to work. All right, my party people, we are dirty, but the car is clean. Let me show you. All right, so fender liners, core support, electric fans, crash bar, all of that needs cleaned up, along with all of that. I didn't do those yet. Pulling these fenders, the arches off, they snapped off, so we're gonna need new arches. That's pretty clean. All of this is clean. That could probably use a little bit more, but I think, I'm undecided, but I think I might pull all this out, reseal all of this, and clean all that up with the solvent. But otherwise, the bay is clean, the booster's clean, the sheet shield's clean, fenders are clean, back there is clean, all of this is clean. The front of the motor could use a little more work, but I'm gonna have to get that with solvent. Suspension is clean, radiator is clean, intercooler is clean, and the radiator that was caked full of mud now is not, although it's not super perfect. All that stuff that you see in there is totally jammed into the vein, so I could go through with tweezers and pick it out, or we'll just live with it. And I got the hood clean, but the downside to that is it's a good thing we're painting, because whoever did it last, shoddy job. So we're gonna scuff that up. I'll buy enough paint, we're gonna put a blend on there, maybe we'll shoot the whole thing, I don't know yet. With all of that cleaning, there's a huge water mass everywhere, so we're on hold for the rest of the night. That said, we're gonna get the rest of our parts that we need on order. Now that we've got it apart, it's easier to tell exactly what we need, so we'll get our parts on order and we'll get back after it in the morning, so stay tuned. Alright, so what I'm trying to decide is, I have a rear main seal for this. I can put that in now because we're basically there. So finish taking this wire harness out, unbolt the transmission from the motor, but obviously there's a couple of support brackets under here that I got to get to. We got to figure out exactly how this differential hooks to the motor and all that, but I think it's pretty straightforward. We got the one support bracket here that holds up the differential, and then the differential bolts to the transmission, so that can all stay together as long as I can get the wrench on the bolts that I need to. And assuming that I can do that, we'd only have to take out probably 5 more bolts up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could pull this whole motor out of here, put it up on the stand, and then get to all these bits and bobs, do most of the reassembly, get the head back on, get the timing done, get the cover sealed up, get the oil pan sealed up, get all that done on the motor stand, and then hoist it back in here, put the exhaust manifold on, put the intake manifold on, do the wire harness, put the front end back together. So it's a lot more work, but then we'll have the brand new rear main seal in there. So there's a huge win, huge positive to doing it that way. Plus, then getting to all of this other stuff is going to be so much easier, especially these timing components. Otherwise, I got to put the jack on it and work in that space, which I can do. Done it a couple of times. Now we just got to decide, is it worth pulling it apart, separating the two, and then trying to get them put back together? Let's think on it. Well, aside from the fact that it's dirty as under here, well, from what I can tell, I can unbolt this bracket from the motor. I can get to all of the bolts that attach the motor to the transmission. I may not even have to take the dog bone out. The rubber looks like it's in good shape. I think the right thing to do is to go ahead and pull the motor out and do that rear main seal. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. So, cool story. When I got this unloaded from the trailer, it puked its guts everywhere, and I couldn't figure out. The oil pan's got a dent in it, but there's no reason why that should be leaking. And then I found this. So our transmission pan has a big old gouge in it. That's no good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, she out, she broken down, but as you can see, we've got some more cleanup to do. So I'm going to tape this back off again, and we'll get her cleaned up, along with all of the stuff that I just stripped off of there. So, more work to do. Alright, boys and girls, she's clean and dry. Now it's time to finish breaking it down and building it back up. Let's get to work. As you saw, we got her broke down. I resealed the upper oil pan, partially because I shot one of the straws down in there, partially because I got it this far apart anyway. I might as well just reseal it. That way it's good to go. So we got to get the oil pan back on there. Now that the oil pump chain is on, flip her over, get the timing stuff put back together. Here we go again. All right, kids, the head's back on there, but it's getting kind of dark out here, and I want to have good light when I set up the timing chain. So we're gonna pull the plug tonight. We got a very long ways to go tomorrow. Lots of work to do. Stay tuned. All right, you hooligans, we're getting her back together. So next up, we're gonna prep this, seal that up, and then we'll get this whole side put back together. I got the water pump that I'm gonna steal off of the other car because I got a metal water pump and all that. But yeah, let's get rocking. Guys, guess what? It's in. Engine's home. Now we gotta finish hooking everything up. But you guys have seen me do that plenty of times on the silver car. It's all the same. So I'm gonna get after it. Catch you guys up when we're done. Let's get to work. All right, ladies and gents, we are making progress. I still got to hook up all of this, deal with the wire harness, spark plugs, coils, all that bit, the last of the plumbing through here, and get all that stuff hooked up, but we're getting there. So I'm going to take care of that, and then we'll put you back on. All right, guys, we are so close, but we got to call it for tonight. Got family in town. It's time for dinner. Gonna do the whole family thing. We'll get back after it in the morning. Don't you worry. We're almost there. Ladies and gents, welcome back. A little bit of time lapse. We got the front end put back together. What do you think? Check this out. New fender. I got new arches. They're in a box over here. We got to bust those out and see what of this hardware we got to keep. Hood's back on even though it needs the sanding, and boy is that close. Front end back together. We got to sand up and polish the headlights. Means I'm gonna have to mix up a little bit of clear and spray them with some clear, but that's okay. These ones, maybe we'll do the Cerakote headlight treatment on them and see how that holds up compared to regular clear, because I have that and it's handy and I don't have to mix anything. I just got to do some sanding. So maybe we'll do Cerakote on these ones. We'll see. What's left? Filling up the coolant, filling up the oil. I still got to do that transmission pan. So we're going to get after that next, get that transmission pan done, and then we'll go pick up a new belt because I forgot. We'll pick up the transmission fluid, and then I got to get, once the transmission's full, we'll get the battery box and the intake back in here. We'll get her cranked over and get some oil pressure. Then we'll put the spark plugs in, get the coil packs in, and get her running. Who knows, people? Another hour and a half, we could have this Hummer running. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, so new transmission pan, all set, smiley face. We got the oil in there. That's transmission. That's from when I took the pan off. No leaks. So we got to fill up the transmission. We got to fill up the coolant. We'll crank it over, build some oil pressure, then we'll plug the coils in, and we'll give her hell. Almost there. All right, guys, we're calling it for the night. But headlights are in, fender is on, coolant is full, oil is full, transmission is full and hooked back up, and the other headlight is in and looking beautiful. That's it for tonight. I was hoping we'd be finished, but we'll just button up the last couple of things in the morning. So we'll get the front bumper cover put on, get the last couple of little details, fiddly bits taken care of. Should be good to go. Stay tuned.
The next day.
Such cute little toolboxes.
Are you ready? Yep. All right, clear prop. Clear.